Welcome, everybody, to Bigfoot Michigan Rob's vlog Beyond BMR. Thank you very much. I've picked out a random article I'm going to read and give you my take. Before I do that, I got to pay some bills really quick. As you know, please subscribe to Bigfoot Michigan Rob and Texas Front Porch. We have 4 live shows daily. Monday, Texas Front Porch, 6:30 Central. Wednesday, Jason McLean questions everything, 9 Central. We've got Bigfoot Michigan Rob, noon Central, and the ravishing Jessica Jones. Remote viewing investigations with Jessica, 8 Central on Friday. They can all be found at Texas Front Porch. Let's get started. We're also on Odyssey Radio, live on iHeartRadio. Yes, we are moving up. Here's today's story. Cattle mutilations, aliens, UFOs, and one man who was determined to get the sinister answers. This is written by Nick Redfern, March 29th. An Albuquerque, New Mexico physicist who died in 2003, Paul Benowitz, spent a significant amount of time digging deep into the heart of the U.S. Air Force and National Security Agency based top secret projects that, from the latter part of the 70s to the early part of the 80s, were quietly and carefully housed at Kirtland Air Force Base in New Mexico. Benowitz believed that those very same projects were connected to the activities of nothing less than Sinister. Dwarfish, black-eyed extraterrestrials, the Greys. Those aliens, Benowitz suspected, soared across the skies above Kirtland Air Force Base by starfield moonlit nights, demonstrating their extraterrestrial invulnerability and power. It's hardly surprising that for years, Benowitz was put under deep surveillance by the U.S. military and numbers of intelligence services as well. Benowitz was, as a consequence of this constant digging where he shouldn't have been digging, bombarded by the murky world of officialdom with a mass of disinformation, fake stories, and outright lies in order to divert him from his research. It worked. In fact, to what was definitely to Benowitz's eternal cost, it worked just too damn well. By the time the mid-80s came around, he was heading for complete mental disintegration. Sometimes these words, guys, they catch me. And all of us, and as all a result of the horror stories that disinformation experts carefully sent his way. Scrolling down, you guys. The fact is that the intelligence community cared not a bit that Benowitz thought their secret operations were UFO related, precisely because the UFO connection was one of Benowitz's very own making. Yes, he was lying according to this. There were no aliens, just high technology of our making. There was, however, deep concern on the part of the world of officialdom that by digging into classified activities at Kirtland in search of UFOs, Benowitz just might inadvertently reveal to our enemies, no less, information and technology that had to be kept secret at all costs, even if these costs included Benowitz's own sanity and health, which ultimately they did. And so perfect on the music, and so a grim plan was initiated. U.S. agents learned that the essential parts of Benowitz's theories from the man himself by actually breaking into his home while he was out and checking his files and research notes. Benowitz's beliefs were, for him at least, astounding, terrifying, and controversial. Some powerful was mutilating cattle, largely in New Mexico, as part of some weird, sinister genetic experiment, and they were using black helicopters by night to move the poor cattle, and somewhere in all of this, there was an alien connection, even if Benowitz wasn't quite sure about what was going on. Does this sound all too familiar, my people? The ETs were abducting American citizens and implanting them with small devices for purposes disturbingly unknown, Benowitz was told by his informants. Those same aliens were living deep underground in a secure fortress below the Archuleta Mesa at Dulce, New Mexico. So they continued, and even worse, everyone was soon going to be in a deep and dire trouble as a result of the presence of this brewing intergalactic threat. So the Air Force chose to give Benowitz precisely what he was looking for, confirmation that his theories were all true, and more. This was, however, all just a carefully planned ruse to bombard Benowitz with so much fake UFO data in the hope that it would steer him away from the classified military projects of a non-UFO nature, and that he had uncovered. Sorry, guys. And sure enough, it all worked very well. For the government, yes. For Benowitz, not so much. When Benowitz received confirmation, albeit carefully controlled and utterly fabricated of the confirmation, that yes, he had stumbled upon the horrible truth, and that yes, crappy writing, you guys, I am sorry, there was an alien base deep below Dulce, New Mexico. The actions of the intelligence community had the desired effect. Benowitz became increasingly paranoid and unstable, and he began looking away from Kirtland, the hub of the down-to-earth secrets of NSA and the Air Force that had to be kept, and harmlessly towards the vicinity of Dulce, where his actions and research and theories could be carefully controlled and manipulated by the government. A grim saga, to be sure, and particularly so for Benowitz, who died on June 23, 2003, never really knowing the truth. I apologize for stammering through some of this as the writing. I'm just reading what is written. I'll give you my take. We give too much credit to the government. In this case, perhaps they did intercede. If this guy really had this information that could peril the United States, peril the world, which I highly doubt, then I can see him being eliminated. But again, it goes always back to what? The government. And yeah, we give a lot of credit to the government. Bama Bigfoot made mention in one of my columns or one of my vlogs that, man, we rely too much on give the government all the credit in the world. I do agree, because it's always government this, government that. In this case, I'm not so sure. If somebody's stumbling upon something that does not want to be leaked by our government, then yeah, I think you'll be extracted. I do believe that. I believe it goes on daily. But again, come on, let's face it. If anybody has this sort of information, the truth is not going to be let out and not going to be known. Beyond BMR. Until next week, have a great day. Don't forget to subscribe to Bigfoot Michigan Rob. Share it out. Share out Texas Front Porch. See you next week. Love you all. Be good. Thank you.